So that's my like braggadocious one. My heartfelt one is so at one point we were working with the Milwaukee public school system. I mean, we was doing kind of like just like they had what it was called like a comic book day, right?
Mhm.
But they was so we was just getting into our journey of doing live podcasting and everything. So they was like, hey, we want to invite y'all. Can y'all do the live podcasting? So we got to pretty much do like at DreamCon or BlurCon, but it was just us in front of all these kids, right? And so the kids was drawing, they was making comics. And our live podcast, it's kind of like, I want to say like 85 South a little bit, like it's very involved and everything. So we was like, let's give the kids that energy. So the kids still had that same fun. We was like, look, y'all can talk to us. This is not a panel. Y'all can talk to us. Y'all can yell. So we debating with kids like, no, what you talking about? No, Sonic better than this is Shadow better than Sonic. And, it was great. But the moment that I was like, this is what I do it for, because we was like, we want to show people, because the overall message was there's different ways that you can use your voice. Mm-hmm. Like as a kid, like if you're a nerd and you like these things, don't think that it ain't cool. Don't think that, you know what I'm saying, that's not that no more. When we was telling them about, at that early stage, telling them about BlerdCon, telling them about DreamCon, telling them about how much, in this blurred space there is, and saying that, you find your niche, find what you want to do, but also know you can love the things that you do. You can love these things without feeling type of weird, right? And so probably like 3 months after that, I'm walking around at the grocery store. Now, all I wear is my own merch, Geek Set, Geek merch, and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, I just hear this little voice like, Deuces! And I look, and I'm like, and so I just saw the kid, and I'm like, I don't know this kid. So at first, it was alarming. You know what I'm saying? But then the mom came around and she was like, oh, no, he was at my school. And it was like, I want to do a podcast now. And it was like, oh, man, I would talk about comics with my cousin and my dad, and just had this full-blown conversation. And the mom was like, yeah. After that, he came on, he was just talking a mile a minute about these cool dudes that came to the school, talking about being a black nerd and everything like that. She was like, so, he's been diving deeper into it and doing more things about it. And I was like, yo, this is really dope. Like that was just like, I didn't know that was going to be one of those type of things. So that's my heartfelt one.
That's dope, man.
Oh, Geek Sets for the kids.
I want to do more of that. Like I said, the lady that we was working with, she went on working somewhere else. But I was like, that's one thing that I was like, I do like speaking with the youth. I got a large family. You know what I'm saying? And so, and like, I got one of those families where it's like, my mom got 7 siblings. My dad got 8 siblings. Each of those siblings had 3 kids. Each of those kids, which is in like my range, we all got 3 kids. So it's like, our family's huge, right? And so with the kids, it's always, you know what I'm saying, playing around with the kids. And what's crazy is, and this is what also I love doing this right now, because, AMP, RDC World, Cleo, Berlizzi, right now to the youth, they are out of this world, mega stars. So when my little cousins, you know what I'm saying, they're seeing me chopping it up with Berlizzi, or they're losing their mind. I'm like, yeah, y'all think I'm cool.
I had one of my relatives call me, like she called me out of nowhere, and I'm like, the fuck? We don't never talk before Christmas and maybe New Year's. What are you calling me for? She's like, oh, Cleo Thomas, you I was like, yes. He was like, when are you gonna see him again? I'm like, baby, I don't know. I truly don't know. But if I can, I promise I will call you. You better pick up the phone.
Oh my goodness.
When I do.
I had 3 moments like that with my family. One, this is where it meant a lot to me. My pops, my pops, military guy and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? So he might not always show emotion, but it's like, I'm still, you know what I'm saying? I still want him to be proud of me, every time. So when I interviewed Bill Duke, that's when he was like,
oh no, that's old hat, nah, bro, that's
yes.
Yeah, that's Bill Duke. My aunt, the funniest thing ever. So I interviewed Hannah Hall from The Chi, and my aunt, for whatever reason, really thought that she was Tiffany in The Chi. So she was like, hey, next time you talk to her, can you tell her to slide me the recipe for them edibles? I said, Auntie, that's the show. That ain't. she don't really make those.
Why are you asking me to pass you the drug? I can't give you the drug recipe, even if I could.
And then, as of now, Kev on stage is pretty much. I know it's a joke online, but he gets the Tyler Perry treatment. I got family that'd be like, "Hey, just call Kev, tell him put you on there." I'm like, "You can't. It's not like that. You can't."
It doesn't work like that.
If believe me, if it worked like that, I would be working more. It don't work like that, baby, at all. Oh, bruh. Dude, we've been geeking out for like
exactly. This is what this is all about.
It's a room of similar minds and experiences. I was with a buddy of mine from school because I pretty much had a solo training arc for my anime journey in college. But one of my buddies moved out here and he had a Christmas party. We were just shooting a few beers back, and he just bust out. So when the fuck did you and Hector Zeroni become friends? Like, what did I miss? He's like, why is Zero dressed as Powerline? What is happening? I was like, I was doing this since because I've been doing this since they met me. They just never seen other people because we went to a PWI, so I was like the only one they knew.
That's what it takes. It takes one famous person that they recognize, and then they start looking. They're like, wait. So the running joke in Geek Set, because I do all the interviews, they all, you know what I'm saying, the running joke is I'm the famous one, right? However, Bacardi, because he does all the merch, right? And he does the merch, he does it by hand, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not just ordering from Cafe Press, like we got everything here. Bacardi be here putting in work, right? So all the celebrities that we chop it up with, and then we send them merch, Bacardi, you know what I'm saying, he's wearing it, right? So Carl Jones kind of went on like a tour with this geek hat, right? And Bacardi literally made that, right? And I told him, like, bro, you on Vlad TV, bro, you on News, right? So this is where the jokes change, because when we did the Sway in the Morning interview, right, it was me, Bacardi, and my brother Didge. That changed for everybody. Didge in his friend group and in his Discord, now they calling him the famous one. Bacardi, he's like, man, he was like, bro, I was at my hood cousin house, and then they just all like, yeah, man, they go famous Bacardi. I was like, finally, y'all can get what y'all been trying to give me, because I'm like, look, just because we in the vicinity, I'm like, it doesn't mean we famous, but I'm like, but y'all got to go through all the things that I went through as well now, and so
get what is it? Get it out the dirt like I did, bro. It's not that easy.
But like I said, it takes is one person. It takes one person that you identify with.
But you know what's crazy? How when you interact with someone, at one point they are someone that you admire, and they have trailblazed for you somehow. But then as time goes on, you don't see them in that same light. You see them as an equal. You see them as someone that you can talk to, have these conversations. But we don't always remember that there are people on the other side who still see them that way, and we're like, oh, that's so and so. And how you know so and so? I know so and so. So like Shanae and Shanice. Shanae Cole is on The Comic Shop. I know her and her sister, and we go back a few years, and I see them in San Diego all the time. I call them my favorite stalkers, because they always find me before I see them. So this year I jumped up on them and I say, hey, they went, hey, I said, yeah, y'all ain't sneaking up on me like you did last year and everything. So we took a picture, posted up, and somebody hit me up on Instagram and said, how you know them? You know famous people? It's like, they're friends of mine. Who are you? Did you take your meds? I mean,
but you know, for me, that when I step back and I think like that, that's what keeps me humble in general, right? Because when I think about like where I want to go, like, you know, we are in that same space of content and creating, so we all have goals and aspirations that we want to be, right? Where we want to go, right? So there's places that I'm like, all right, I want to get there. I'm not there yet, so I still got a lot of work, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm still hustling and bustling. But when I step back and I'm like, I also got to make sure that I acknowledge that I am in an extremely blessed situation here. Like, I've interviewed so many people that I consider legends, that people consider legends. And the great thing about, you know, long form interviews, and, you know, if you're genuine, a lot of the people that I interview, we still stay in contact. I became part of their anime friend group and stuff like that, to the point where I'm like, oh yeah. So like I often tell people all the time when they, you know, sometimes, you know, the views ain't where I want it to be at, or sometimes the output ain't where I want it to be at. I don't get too upset about it, because I still feel like there's still people who thrive to get to where I'm at. There's still people where I'm, and I feel like still the work is going to reach the people that it's going to be, right? I'll do an interview and then 5 months down the road, views start popping up crazy out of nowhere. But then people are getting that insight. And I feel like that's kind of what I want Deuces to be known for. I want, when people think of Deuces, I want it to be always thinking about positivity. I want it to be like, oh, even if it's just, oh, the dude that be interviewing people, then I'm okay with that. The dude, like, man, he don't never say anything negative. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to be able to exist in this world where it's just like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, or people get something from it. I love when I see a comment from somebody where they're like, oh, I didn't even know this. Again, I'm a researcher. One of my favorite interviews is Nardwar. So I always go for that moment for people to be shocked, like, wait, where did you find that at? Or how did you know that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I love those moments where I can have that in an interview with somebody.